The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Collective Media and Morris Media Studios present Sports Collective TV. On today's lineup, what a weekend it was for football. But hey, we had a double overtime game yesterday, and with this pass here that led to the opposite team, led the Los Angeles Rams to the Super Bowl after this kick here with the 57-yard attempt. And just want to say one thing, congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams in advancing to Super Bowl 53. Yes. And against who? It is the one and only.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
Not this one here, Patrick Mahomes.
That's the future of the baby GOAT. That's the baby GOAT.
Yeah, that was. And you know what a pass it was, what a game it was. But this is the way it ended and advanced the New England Patriots to Super Bowl 53. What a Super Bowl we have 2 weeks away in Atlanta. But hey, don't forget, breaking news today. Carmelo Anthony finally got traded to the Chicago Bulls.
He's back.
But he will never wear a Chicago Bulls jersey. And I'll go ahead and tell you why here on Sports Collective TV, which starts right about right now. Right, Fran?
Yes. Good evening. Fredo, thank you for that intro, man.
No problem.
The weekend was...
It was amazing. It was
crazy.
Amazing.
Two great games.
Two great. Like, it could... Football could not have given us two better games than what they gave us yesterday.
And they saved the best
amazing.
For last.
They did. It was amazing. I was shocked. I mean, it was...
What? Which one?
I was more shocked at the first one, at the Rams one, with the controversial call, in which we'll talk about that later on. But Patrick Mahomes just showed that drive, that last drive that he did to take it into overtime, which is impressive. It only took him about 35 seconds to get down the field,
field goal range.
Yeah, wow. It was very impressive, and what a lot of respect to Tom Brady. Did you guys hear what Tom Brady did after the game?
He went right to the
he
locker
asked
room.
Security guard if he can speak to Patrick Mahomes. Oh, really? They had their own little talk. I don't know what conversation went, but that's a lot of respect.
That says a lot for Brady to go out and say, "Hey, at the end of the game, when it's his time, he's like, hey, I want to find Patrick.
Where's
Patrick?"
And to be honest, if this was set up like in college, I feel like these two quarterbacks would have just gone back to back to back to back. Because just like the other game, the reason he lost was Brady just had the ball last.
The same in the first game. The first game, it was the same thing. He went down the field.
And I feel Brady saw that. That's like
what did I tell you?
Hey, I doubted him, but
I already had this conversation.
Of course.
Hey, that's what it is when you're brothers.
Exactly.
You live in the same house.
Especially when one of you has always looked up to the GOAT ever since he was a little baby goat.
Yeah. Hey, that's a nice jersey.
A little baby goat. That's called Billy.
I gotta listen to this.
A little Billy.
I gotta listen to this all night at the top bunk. I gotta tell my shit.
You're at
shut
the
up.
bottom.
The view's pretty dope from the top.
Hey, did not tell you. Shut up down there.
Oh, man. But yeah, man, it was amazing. But we have a pretty exciting show today. I know we're going to have Sports Log from Boston.
Definitely.
Right?
I'm working on Sports Log right now.
Of course, he's trying to call it
on the line. At 5:10. He said he's calling at 5:10. So we're going to have.
Yeah, so real quick, congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams right here. Let's go ahead and show it. The Los Angeles Rams and advancing to the Super Bowl in the third year in Los Angeles. Like, how crazy is that? This is their third year, and they're in the Super Bowl already.
Is it crazy, though? Is it crazy? It's an LA team.
If you look at what happened after the first year, after Jeff Fisher, everyone kind of thought it's going to take about 4 years.
Well, you said it. You said it right there. It was Jeff Fisher.
Yeah,
that's
it.
The
talent, the money they spent on the players they got. This team was built to go.
It would have been a big fail if it didn't happen. But hey, congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams
and the second team to go into it.
Oh man, the Patriots.
And you
know what's funny is like even on Twitter and stuff, people are like everyone was talking about like I'm just tired of seeing Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I'm just tired of seeing Tom Brady do this. I'm tired. And I'm like, my thing was like, how come people didn't sit? Nobody said that about Jordan. No one ever said, "Oh, I'm tired of seeing Jordan winning all the time." You know, I'm tired.
Yeah, because Jordan won it all the time. That's a sucks.
See, Brady occasionally
he's win in and out. I mean, he's 5-3.
5-3. Yeah, and two of those are to Eli Manning.
And then to Nick Foles
last
year.
Yeah, but see, obviously blips. It wasn't like they were supposed to happen. He should have been 8-0, but you know he's human.
Hey, but he's not. But his first Super Bowl was against the same team he's facing.
He's finna win his 6th Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's
we'll see. There's a lot of time.
Yeah, there is
a lot of preparation.
Nah, Fredo knows all about like being able to just say from the get go, hey, this is gonna happen, right,
yeah,
Fredo?
So you want to hear? You want to hear something?
Occasionally, you get.
Yeah, and honestly, I think this game. I'm not gonna give it up right now because I know
not all of it. Yeah, not all
we're
of
gonna
it.
touch a little bit on this later. But this is going to be one of the most unpredictable games, I think, because the LA Rams defense, it can show and one day it cannot show. So it's kind of hard to see if the defense will actually show and whether the Patriots team is actually going to show. Can they just shut down the Patriots? Maybe. But it can be the other way around. So you got two great teams. There's a reason why they're here at Super Bowl 53. It's going to be very good, but I think I know who's going to win.
No predictions yet. No predictions yet, please.
I wonder who.
All right, wonder who. We got the debates coming up. 323-293-3375. This is first half is brought to you by AskIlya.com. Make sure you go to there. Meanwhile, can you read that?
The event that's coming up. Oh yeah, of course. The old school spring jam.
Okay.
You know who we got? We got Coolio. We got Tone Loc.
Huh?
Yeah,
deep voice. I was about to bust that voice.
Man. Michelle Lee. And Ready for the World featuring nada más y nada menos que
what's that?
Melvin Ridley. Ridley or Ridley?
What? Michelle.
Michelle. Oh, I'm sorry. Michelle. I apologize.
Michelle.
This is going down at the Redondo Beach Performing Arts Center Friday, March 8th.
Okay.
At 7:30 p.m.
There it is.
Doors open at 6:45. So you got to get there, otherwise you're in line for about an hour and a half.
How much does it cost? How much does it cost to get in there?
So that's the thing though. $45 for general admission. All right. Only $15 more if you wait.
Wait till last.
Yeah, but I mean it's
procrastinators.
That's the procrastinator special.
That's the price you pay.
That's the price you pay. VIP packages though.
What?
$100
for what?
VIP entrance, of course. You don't want to get stuck in line.
We got to.
Who wants to do that?
Prime
seating. We rolling with AskIlya. Anyway,
with him.
Prime seating, preferred parking, so you don't got to worry about Uber, none of that. None of that.
All right.
Swag bag.
Swag.
Stuff we all get. Well, not we all. Got to be VIP to get
VIP to get the swag bag.
That's why.
All right.
Special VIP more and a meet and greet with the celebrities and of course catering. So you got everything covered. You're all covered.
$100.
Now where do you get this? You got to go. You go on Eventbrite. Download the Eventbrite app. Look up Old School Spring Jam. Or for additional details, you can also call 909-489-9947.
So there you have it.
One more time.
909-489-9947.
So get on that.
Bingo.
Or Eventbrite. Or download the Eventbrite app and go ahead and look up the Old School Spring Jam.
There it is.
That's
cool. We appreciate that. All right, make sure you go to our social media at Sports Collective Media on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Like the page. We got definitely gonna have some good edits coming up this week because of the two debates we're gonna have. We're waiting for Sports Log to call in right now. What's at the top of the list besides?
Well, man, it's touched base on the Rams and the Saints because there's a lot. A lot with the victory. The victory came with a lot of baggage and a lot of stuff that came out in the media today. Nobody wants to crush your victory, but one crucial play could have turned this whole thing into something else.
Yeah.
Distracted. As Mr. Big Al throwing his hat up here, which is better? I think KD's still better than the Rams. Shout out to my boy KD. He's down here at the Staples Center tonight facing off the Lakers on
my boy
MLK
KD.
Day. Yep, my boy KD. But hey, we'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be right back. This is Sports Collective TV. Shout us out.
Bingo. AskIlya.com. Media marketing experts here to help you grow your business into the next level and boost your sales. Visit us to learn more. AskIlya.com.
The Consortium of Health and Military Performance, also known as CHAMP, of the Uniformed Services University of Health and Science, known as USUHS, is conducting a study to understand a possible genetic link between sickle cell trait, known as SCT, and exercise-related events, known as EREs, such as exertional rhabdomyolysis, muscle damage, heat stroke, and or collapse. We are inviting African American men and women with sickle cell trait and their family members to participate. Participating in the study will require you to complete a health history questionnaire, a form authorizing our study physician to gather health information from you and your healthcare provider, as well as a one-time blood donation. In order to qualify for the study, you must meet the following criteria: be African American, be sickle cell trait positive, be able to read, speak, and understand English, be between the ages of 18 and 80, and currently not being treated for any mental or psychological disorders. Participation is completely voluntary, and your decision will not impact your healthcare. The results for this study are for research purposes only and are not intended to directly benefit any individual for confidentiality reasons. However, the results of this study are intended to help better shape policies and associated health risks affecting the SCT community. Participants may be compensated for their time. To join the study, or if you would like additional information regarding the study, please contact the study team by phone, area code 240-479-9514, or email sctstudy-ggg@usuhs.edu.
All right, welcome back to Sports Collective TV. I'm your host, I'm your moderator, aka WDC. Again, you're going to follow me. Twitter, Instagram is at IamWDC. Again, Sports Collective right here on Mondays at 5 on MorrisMediaLive.com. So I'm going to check the phone lines because my long-lost friend, Sports Log, out of there in Massachusetts.
Where?
Massachusetts.
Ooh, up there in New England.
And
It's not down to the ground.
No. So I know he's excited and proud to be on the line. Let me check see if he's here. Sports Log, you here?
What's the count?
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, baby. What's happening?
What's going on, man?
Oh man, everything is cool.
Everything's great.
Everything is everything.
How does it feel to be the NFL's favorite team again?
Hey, they came out as an early favorite. The line flopped really quick. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to look a lot like last year's Super Bowl, where the NFC champion is a pretty strong team. You guys have a good team in LA Rams. The Chargers were nothing to sneeze at. But yesterday was probably, I mean, the both games.
Yeah.
Coming to overtime, and I don't know if we'll ever see that again. But yeah, that was a pretty good play call in overtime. And for the second game, we'll take heads and we'll take the ball.
Yeah. All right, Sports Log, man. So, you guys won for your division here, and so we're going to let the LA squad over here represent for a few minutes, and then I'm going to have you go one-on-one with my man X's and O's over here, man. So you ready for that?
Sure.
All right, let's get it. What you got, Oscar?
Let's see what I got. What I got is that it's funny how Brady did it one more time for the Patriots. Mm-hmm. He's getting them all hyped up. He's getting Boston, New England all hyped up one more time just for his era to end at the steps of the LA Rams dynasty.
Why? Why would you say something like that?
Why would I say something like that? Because not only are we good, Super Bowl caliber, but we're young. You get me? So from here on out, we're going to continue to build this team and just continue to fill in the voids that leave through free agency. But we have a young core that we're just going to continue to build.
And how many years you been in LA right now? 3?
3 years.
And is that enough?
3 years, and we made it to a Super Bowl.
1 year with Jeff Fisher, by the way.
Right, so you don't really count that one. It's 2 with McVay.
One bad play call away from sitting and not watching.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
Well, hold on.
Hold on. Isn't one bad call the way the Patriots started their dynasty?
Is that so, Sports Log?
Isn't that the case?
You suffered Jeff Fisher to succeed McVay.
Ooh.
This is not the same team as Kurt Warner. Goff is not Kurt Warner.
Oh.
He's a really good. You got a good dynasty builder. Build-up right there. That's a great time. I mean, Gurley, he must have had something wrong with him yesterday. But C.J. Anderson is, like he said, a little packed in pounds, but he's the freshest legs in the NFL.
All right, so Sports Log, what do you want to say about your squad, man? What do they got to do to pull this W off, man?
To pull in 2 weeks, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. It took me all week to come up with. I thought
time to go. 2 weeks.
I thought the Chiefs were going to win, and no, yesterday they can't. Brady's going to do what he has to do. They didn't look good on the road. That's what That's what a lot of people go. They look terrible on the road, but they played a pretty couple. They beat some good playoff teams, or playoff caliber teams. They made Minnesota miss the playoffs. So helped. They beat Chicago. They took out Kansas City in the beginning of the year. Houston in the beginning of the year. Those teams weren't the same teams going down the road. And yesterday, the Chiefs, man.
All right, so it's too soon for you. All right.
What was going through your head as a Patriots fan during that last play towards the end of the stretch where they actually got an interception, but I believe it was the Chiefs linebacker that was almost half a foot offside, and they threw a flag, and that gave the Patriots a whole new set of downs. So what was going through your mind at that moment?
Keep making plays. You just that's what it came down to. A couple of key decisions, few plays like that, a call here and there. I think probably the craziest thing I've ever seen is the non-play by Julian Edelman. He makes the biggest catch in the Super Bowl a couple of years back, and now he makes the biggest I honestly thought that touch.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just the things that happen. I mean, Brady threw a couple of picks. One was deflected. One was, a bad call. That was probably Drew Brees' worst pass attempt in his career.
Yeah.
All right.
That was deflected, too.
And everybody was talking about how Gronk is getting old, Edelman's played out, Patriots are getting up there in age, but they look pretty good in this playoffs run. What would you say to everybody that says that about your guys' weapons?
Bet against us is what Edelman's T-shirt was printed out as saying. Brady doesn't look like a 41-year-old man, obviously.
Right.
Gronk is getting old for 30, but he's been through a lot. Yeah. He's not the same, obviously, but he's at 50%. He's still Gronk, or 50% of Gronk. I mean, Travis Kelce. You got to hand it to the defense. As great as Brady looked, the defense had to play like they did yesterday. Kelce only had a few catches.
All right. We know you got something going on. We know you got something going on. All right.
It was incredible offense. Mahomes is new at this.
All right, hold the line. Hold on. Fredo, get with the Rams fans, man. What you got for them guys? Man?
For the Rams?
Yeah.
Whoa, man.
Ask them some questions. Like, what do they got to do to get this W?
Well, against the Patriots, it's going to be very tough. But like I said earlier, I mean, it's going to be defense. I mean, that's what this team is built all about. I mean, their defense.
So you say defense. What you say?
I agree, honestly. The thing that's not going to happen yesterday in the Super Bowl is Gronk surprising people. I've been saying this, like...
So is that who you're afraid of?
No, it's not afraid. It's just surprised. Like, everyone thought, okay, he was banged up, but he came out and played big, if not the biggest game of this year. Of this year.
Huge
right. So what he was able to do as a wideout, when they put him on the wide, he's not going to surprise the Rams with that. He definitely shows that he's still capable of doing those Gronk plays. And if I'm the Rams defense, you're going to push the Patriots just to play you outside. Keep everything out of the middle. They love to run the ball. They love to throw in the middle. Force Brady to throw it outside to see what he could do, and then just challenge him that way.
What don't you want to see the Patriots do?
It's run the ball.
Yeah.
Run the ball. And if they figure out a way to run the ball against our defense, we're going to have trouble.
Hey, Sports Log, what do you not want to see the Rams show up as?
What was I surprised about yesterday is just they didn't move the ball that great. It was kind of a crazy game. The Saints had handle on most of it, just like the Chiefs came out in the second half. That's what you want to take advantage. The break. If you're a away team, everybody's out still. They're not in their seats yet. If they deferred, but I mean, Andy Reid deferred. He gave the ball to the Pats in the first half. And it's like, okay. So that's how you start. You want the offense on something like that.
Yeah.
But,
so you don't want to see no offense showing up.
Well,
Todd Gurley got to show up.
Gurley's got 2 weeks to get off whatever happened yesterday. They didn't really allude to it. He might show up on the injury report. I doubt it. But just for them to get it together, they have 2 weeks to put a really good game plan together.
Are you guys worried about some injury?
Really good team.
No,
I'm worried about that defense. Because you guys, like you just said, they got a really good defense. Their front seven's probably the best that played throughout the playoffs, if not, NFC. At least probably a little bit better than the Patriots at the point they were playing.
Right.
I have no idea what the Patriots do every week. They're schizophrenic offense and defense.
All right, hold on, Sports. What you got, man?
No, just from the Rams' perspective, as a Rams fan, you definitely. I feel like for them to win this game, they're going to have to win the little battles, the blocks, the battles at the scrimmage,
penalties,
all those little plays, because
teams.
I don't think the Rams can beat the Patriots with their offense. Their offense is just too consistent.
No.
The way you guys converted on third down, like 15 times yesterday, was absolutely amazing. So I feel like for the Rams to win, they won't be able to do it by just playing better offense. They got to win the low battles, the battles inside, the blockings, all those smaller, tough football plays.
Behind the scenes.
One of the most interesting things too is going to be the coaching matchups. Like you got the Hall of Fame coach against a young and upcoming Hall of Famer coach as well. So it's going to be crazy because McVay has the
bag of
balls
tricks
to go ahead and do anything he wants.
I think it's going to be that Wade Phillips versus.
Hold on, let's get this pass.
Well, who's going to be the first to pull out a trick play? Will be interesting too.
What you got for your squad, man? You got your fellow teammate.
Yeah. So I mean, just I got to shout out. I mean, no matter how great the victory was yesterday, and even sports I can't deny, like it came down to a coin flip. Because Mahomes did what I didn't think he was going to be able to do with 39 seconds,
which was tie
it up. Because then at that point, they flipped the coin. And if you're telling me Mahomes gets the ball and if he scores a touchdown, I'm like, at that point, he might score a touchdown and this game is completely over. And
they should have gone for the throw, in my opinion, with 11 seconds left. They had one more shot at the end zone. Potentially.
No team in the NFL would ever want to risk anything at that point.
Not even McVay would.
Nobody.
Anthony Lynn from the Chargers would have done it.
That's a PlayStation move over here.
That's Madden.
That's Madden, the real game out, right? This is where the big boys play, Big Al.
What if they tackle you inside and it's over?
Yeah. But I mean, saying all that, like Brady still had to make those third and longs, those to Edelman. Edelman, I mean, coming back, first 4 games suspended, and then just being the consistent wide receiver. After Josh Gordon goes out, everyone's like, wow, they're an offense that didn't have the weapons that other teams have. Lost like one of the biggest guy that they have, and Edelman has just stepped up, and he's like, I'm just gonna hit those chunks, those 10-yard chunks, first downs, and it's like, what now? It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be. The Patriots got established to run early, like they did just against the Chiefs, but that Rams defense is not.
It's not holdable to stop the run.
It's not the Chiefs. It's not the Chiefs defense. That Rams defense is a totally different animal than the Chiefs.
Back to that one before, I still would have gone for it on that last play. You're telling me you're going to leave fate up into a coin toss when you have one last shot to put it in the MVP's hands?
Only on Madden.
Yeah, look, the situation lands on if you go for it. I forgot at what point in the line
it was only like the 25-yard line.
But if you go for it, interception, all your players are on this side of the field. As soon as that guy could easily get loose, there's nobody on this side, so it's the risk.
They didn't even touch the ball in overtime, so what does it matter?
Yeah, but I mean, it's a risk.
But that's looking at it from this perspective. Yeah,
that's Anthony Lynn's mindset in saying, I'm going to just go for it and not even give you guys a chance to beat me in overtime. And I feel like, that was something that was up for debate at least. I see how it's the more risky call.
Yeah.
But
you would have called that?
I would have called that. I'd have called that.
Well, NFL, don't hire that guy as a coach.
We'll see. Hey, that's why the Chiefs aren't in it right now. And our boy Sports Log is laughing over in New England.
Yeah, right. Good job out there. Hey, so you're saying that it's on Andy Reid, Big Al?
No. I'm saying it's on the NFL's horrible overtime rules. They got to change it to where it's like the college game, to where you give the opposing team the chance just to match a touchdown. It's hard enough to march down the field and score.
It takes
the argument of how a game would take too long in the regular season, I get it. It's a game, it's a show, it's an entertainment. It's got to end for the next thing to come on. But for the playoffs, this is for the trip to the Super Bowl.
All right.
Give the MVP a chance to take it home.
20 seconds. Hey, Sport, I want to hear if the Patriots fans are on the same page as far as what needs to be accomplished.
Should he have gotten a chance to tie the game?
As far as, what do you mean?
Like overtime, he was saying that they should change the rule where it's more like college based, where at least you get
a try.
You get a possession regardless.
Again, what did I say? If Mahomes got the ball, he very well could have marched down the field with that offense and scored a touchdown, and Brady would have been sitting on the sidelines without getting a chance to touch the ball. So, I mean,
you leave it up to your defense over that.
I mean,
so is it up to the coin flip?
No, well, I mean, your defense just also has to step up at that point. It's overtime. Your defense has to step up.
I like the rules, though. I like these rules.
I like it. I mean, it's not. It obviously worked out.
It makes
Brady,
a quicker decision.
But you have to step up. You have to at least hold him to a field goal that first possession if you want the ball back. Yeah. You can't let him get a touchdown.
57, 60 yards.
Yeah, they went.
Yeah,
But at least award the team who has some better
award
stat.
how? They let them march
You're
down
leaving
the
it
field
up
and
to
score
a
touchdown.
coin flip.
Hey, but that's what it counts, though. That's why the coin
It's like
flip's
let's
so
play
important.
X's and O's over
still
who's
had
going
to
to go
score,
to the
though.
Super
And
Bowl.
honestly, after that first play to Edelman across the middle, and he got like 13 yards, I was like, they're scoring.
Yeah, they're scoring.
They're
like,
scoring.
the way
Yeah.
they're running. the
Yeah,
ball.
yeah.
Is if you win the coin flip and you score
Yeah.
first, you win and it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
They know, well, okay, let's see if they can.
You need to score a touchdown first.
You need to score a touchdown.
Field goal, then
Touchdown.
the other team can still come back. But
But that's good because if they would have had the rule where if you kick the field goal, you win, that would have been kind of like
They used to have
that's
that.
a-
They used to have
well,
that.
that's what this is a lot better now
Yeah,
because if you
definitely.
kick a field goal, fine, let the other team now go and match it up. Yeah.
Otherwise, you only got to get like 40,
Defense
50
has
yards.
I mean, this kind of worked out. 'cause
Defense
I
does have
remember
to step
watching a
up.
game
What'd you
back
say? What'd you
then.
say? Hold on. What'd you say, Sports Log?
Your defense has to hold the first.
Thank you.
Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
At least
Yeah.
on the field goal.
Exactly.
You can't let a guy like Tom Brady march down the field in overtime and direct it on. I mean, Romo was called. They called him Romodamus. He was calling the plays in the booth. I don't know if he wants a coordinating job, but I mean, a little bit of the offense was apparent, but they were taking advantage of some of the depletion in the secondary. The Kansas City just. You got to stop them in overtime, hold them to a field goal, and then Mahomes drives down and scores a touchdown. Then he's 2-0 in the playoffs.
All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
But
I like Tony Romo
Right
up in the
on,
booth
too.
right, so-
analyzing the plays before
Hold on,
they
I
happen.
got-
He's
yeah,
definitely fitting a good role.
we'll mention
there.
that later. I have something on that.
I want to find out if the two Patriot fans' philosophies are the same as far as the team. So, Sports Log, what are you saying that the Patriots have to accomplish to get this game, this next Super Bowl?
They have to do exactly the same things. I mean, I said 2 touchdowns against the Chargers for Michelle would be great. He got 3, and then they both got a couple yesterday. Burkhead, there was talk about what can he do? He can catch out of the backfield. He can also run. He took a little bit of the team the season off too, so he's a fresher legs on that team. They got to run the ball, but Brady, I mean, he put up over 350 something yards yesterday. The running game they got rushed 176 to 41 or something. I mean, the third down, 13 for 19. They're not going to be able to do that against the Rams. So they're going to have to do a lot of the same, control the clock, trenches, but the LA, whole different animal with that front seven.
All right, Sports Log. So, what do you got to say? Do you
100%.
agree with that?
100%. Like, I mean, ideally, you want to establish the running, and with that, control the tempo of the game, control the game clock. But you could do it, and they did do it effectively against the Chiefs. But like Sportlock said, that it's the front seven of the Rams is a completely different animal than the front seven of the Chiefs.
And that's mainly the point. The Rams can rush your passer with less guys than most teams can, or sometimes
it's going to
with,
be up to the Patriots
less
line to
blockers
say,
than you have.
impose
So
their will and say,
you
we're
have to
going to get these running lanes open for our guys.
Do we want to do any predictions for this week, or want to say your predictions for the Super Bowl?
I mean, I think we already know what most.
You want to wait till next?
We still got a week to talk about it.
I mean, like the score. I mean, like the count. So, like, what are you saying? Like 28, 21, 35. What do you think?
I say it's within a
It's
field
high
goal.
score. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
What? Give me some
I
numbers.
mean, probably late 20s, 27, 30,
27, something like
27,
that?
30, 27,
What you
33,
thinking?
somewhere around there.
No, I feel like if we're gonna win it, we have to keep it low.
Yeah.
I do not want Brady to get the offense going because we have the talent on our defense, and that's what has to lead us to this win.
So give me some numbers. What are your numbers?
I'm looking at like 17-14.
What you got?
I think it's going to be high scoring, so probably like over 60, like 35-30 or something like that.
Yeah, it could be because these two teams are pretty good. So it's going to be kind of scary, I think. It's going to be good. It's going to be like that Kansas City Rams they had and, high scoring games. Because that game got to, the 50s? 50-something, 50-something?
Pretty high.
So it can be like that. I mean, it could be.
What about you, man?
So I think usually in Super Bowls, most teams start off slow. It's just hard. You get the jitters. It's the big Super Bowl crowd. This is the game of the year. So I feel like most Super Bowl games usually start out very defensive. I feel like it's going to start out kind of low scoring, maybe 3 to 4 touchdowns split or, total in the
21.
half. But I feel like towards the end of the game, it's going to start going back and forth and
So
back
give me
and
some
forth. And
numbers.
maybe towards the end, you're going to see some high. I think it's going to be 27-28. I don't know who wins, man.
Sports Log, what you got, man?
close
Rams
like
gonna
that,
win.
though.
That's
What's your
Rams
numbers?
fan don't even know who's going to
Yeah,
win.
what's your numbers?
Hey, man.
What's your numbers,
May as well
Sports
be
Log?
logistical
Hey, that's the GOAT.
about
That's when you're
this.
talking about the GOAT, though.
What's your numbers, Sports Log?
this could be high 50s each team, highest over with the lowest spread. I mean, typically the team who scored 30 in a playoff game. But I mean, you could have get a high to low 20s, low 30s. I think it's going to come down to a possession. But I think once both teams settle down, like they say in the Super Bowl,
okay,
I don't know, 34-27.
34-27. All right, I'm thinking like 21-28, somewhere around there. I'm thinking all touchdowns, no field goals.
It's all close, bro.
I don't know.
Nobody's picking the blowout, right?
Yeah, all touchdowns.
I feel it's going to surprise us. We all expect it to be a shootout, but I feel like Belichick is going to figure out a way to,
play chess.
Play chess and really just slow down this offense. We feel like they're going to push the tempo, and then the defense, I feel, is going to step up. Like, at the end of the day, I mean, Sportslog will say, like, the Patriots, their offense, they've been playing great, but they've been playing better.
Coming to the stage.
Oh, wow. Special guest.
To the stage.
Needs no introduction.
There's things you just got to look at, like, organically. Like, so, when they was down, and it was towards the end of the game, and they show the coach, his expressions doesn't change. Nothing changes, right?
Bill Belichick, yeah.
They go from that frame to showing Brady. No emotion.
Super composed.
It's called the buy-in. So he don't have to slow it up or turn it down. He just got to let them play. And that's the whole key to his organization. And that's just my feedback, X and O's. But when I seen when they were down, there was just no, and if you look at, they show Kansas City, you see a different emotion than their squad. So they're just well composed, well oiled. We'll get through this. We could score within 2 minutes. We scored in a minute and a half. So that's my take.
Don't you think Sean McVay has these young Ram players buying into his system, though?
All right, we're going to have to...
But we even talked about that earlier. So when you look at, I was thinking it was me and Fredo when we were talking about the A players, B players, C players, there's a mix with their squads, where versus like when you seen the Rams, when they was hurting, was when they had all their A players in, there was no mix. It's like, okay, somebody got to get hurt to get subbed out. You got to play these cats. You know what I'm saying? So that's just another different aspiration.
All right.
That the Patriots doing their thing.
Hey, Sports Talk, man, we want to thank you for your time.
I got a question for Sports Talk before we let him go, because I want to get his response on
been
this.
Thinking about this.
Go ahead, Sports.
Sports Log, after last night's win, I'm pretty sure you're in the Boston area. I'm not sure if this word got around over there, but I saw multiple reports saying that Tom Brady will most likely be retiring if he wins this Super Bowl. And when I heard that, I was like, well, he looked like he doesn't. He's 40. He's going to be 40, but he still looks like he can play another 2 years or so. What do you think about this decision that Tom Brady might do if he wins the Super Bowl?
I wouldn't be surprised. You want to go out on top. He said something to Giselle last year.
I think it's going to still play.
Would he have the most of any player of all time?
Yeah, nine pairs.
Quarterback as a leader. Yep.
He's been to more Super Bowls than any franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, see, he can still come back next year and the year after, and they're still in almost as good a position.
Yeah. So
if he loses, he's coming back to get another one.
Yeah.
If he wins, he may come back to get another one.
Yeah,
maybe 1-7.
That's what they put in the front line. I don't think I'm on camera.
Yeah.
That's what they put in the front line.
There you go.
They got enough money to put anybody in to protect him. That's what's important.
Yeah.
Boy still got a gun.
Yeah, that's why you see. I think he's got 2 more years at least.
Come on, what you got, man?
No sacks in the playoffs. He hasn't been sacked in the whole playoffs.
Wow.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the key thing.
Man.
He's got
that's why
in the playoffs.
That's why Aaron Donald and Joyner, their D tackle and their nickel corner, are gonna be the 2 biggest players on defense.
Can I say something about that no sacks in the playoff, though? That's one thing we got to mention every year with the Patriots. Come on, man.
What?
They protect
you guys
their
have the easiest division by far in the NFL.
Easiest?
By far. Oh my God!
What?
No, I mean let's just set it straight. Okay, the Niners
and the Cardinals.
Who's in your division?
And the Cardinals.
Who's in? Okay, the Niners and the Cardinals. They've had good years.
I'll take it back.
The Bills
The Jets.
The New York Jets, the suckiest franchise in the NFL. So congratulations on winning all of your division games every year, which are half of your regular season games. So
a little respect to Sam Darnold.
Yeah, he'll get his time, but the Jets suck. So
yeah, what's wrong, man?
I'm happy the Rams are in the Super Bowl.
It sounds like you lost.
I'm just tired of this. Everybody's so amazed about how the Patriots are playing so good. When it's like, yo, if we had a division like that.
All right, Big Al. It's in his feelings.
Hold on. Hey, Sports Log, are you still there?
Where's the bells at?
Hold on, Sports Log, you still there?
Where are my bells at?
That's the thing.
You there, Sports Log?
I think he ran him out of the room.
You didn't pay the bill, man. Ooh, I want him to just
wow, Big
bang.
You won yesterday. You won yesterday.
Man, let's take a break. Let's take a break.
I don't know where that came about, but
you know what it is. This is Sports Collective. Shouts out to my man RC, man, for making the rocks, man.
RC,
right here.
yes.
We still got my lights at home.
There shouldn't be no shortage of dogs.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh, man, that shot was cold,
I
man.
hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Exhaustion, muscle spasms, asthmatic issues, unexpected sickle cell trait crises.
Damn. Are you serious? When I was young, I found out I had sickle cell trait. My mom's told me, but I didn't have no knowledge of it. But when I got older, I had a child, and the doctor told me my daughter has sickle cell trait. You know the facts that both parents have sickle cell trait? There's a 50% chance the child may have the trait, and 25% chance the child may have the disease.
Hey, that's what's the count. Do you know that 2.5 million people in the United States have sickle cell trait, 300 million people globally? I didn't find out I had sickle cell trait until I was in the Army 10 years. Next thing you know, I had a sickle cell trait exertion site.
Sickle cell? I thought that was a black gene or something.
Nah, man, the Latin community is number 2. 1 out of 36,000 babies are being born with sickle cell disease. You could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, European. You gotta know your bloodline, man. There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org. Right.
And
welcome back to. Oh, you got us. Bring us back. Go ahead.
I was about to start.
Got you with that one.
We're back here on Sports Collective TV. Don't forget, you can call us in, join the conversation at 323-293-3375. Boom. I'm going to go ahead and touch a little bit on some basketball. Today is MLK Day, and we have so much basketball going on TNT all day today. Started
and still to come.
Still to come. Mm-hmm. You know, started since around 12 o'clock. Started out in New York City with the Thunder, visiting the New York Knicks. Thunder ran through them. Nothing, you know, it's something we expected with the Knicks. But one of the breaking little stories that happened earlier that, you know, something that we always been talking about has been Carmelo Anthony. I mean, you know, we've been talking about Carmelo Anthony, and finally it took till today because, you know, the Houston Rockets had a 5 o'clock deadline. Mm-hmm. They had to clear a spot because they just signed Kenneth Faried. Right. Kenneth Faried, another great dominant player that the Houston Rockets just picked up. So that's a big one for them. No, that's a great pickup for them.
Explain though why they picked him up. Because their big man, Clint Capella.
Yeah, because Clint Capella is now out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Right.
We're getting that straight from Switzerland over here.
Yeah. Switzerland coming with the news. But yeah, Clint Capella, he's out. Chris Paul still out with the hamstring. We never know when he's coming back.
They got Gordon back.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a good one, Eric Gordon. And, but yeah, shout out to Eric Gordon on closing out the Lakers on Saturday night. That was a big blowout loss for against that. But Carmelo Anthony now got traded over to the Chicago Bulls, and people are kind of, well, is he a Bull now? No, he's not a Bull now.
So your prediction?
So all that was the Houston Rockets had a full roster.
Yes,
and because Melo, even though they waived him, he's still taking up a spot on the roster,
correct.
Right?
Melo's
so they had
here
to
making
trade
money
him,
without even
even
playing.
though he's not on the squad, just to get himself off the roster so they can re-sign Kenneth Free. But now he's on the Bulls roster, but he's not on their active playing roster.
Here's my question.
They just own his contract.
Question. How many teams are paying Carmelo right now?
Wow, so that's interesting. So I saw a picture today on all the teams that Carmelo was part of. Over the
Knicks
last
are still paying him.
365 days.
Knicks are still paying.
So in the last 365 days, Carmelo Anthony still receiving some money from the Knicks as being transferred over from the Denver Nuggets still from transactions that happened. And then he also got traded from the Knicks to the Thunder, then the Thunder to the Hawks. Then the Hawks got released on bottom out. Now he's, got signed over with the Rockets. Now got traded from the Rockets to the Bulls. So I just kind of mixed myself up, but that's what actually happened to Carmelo's life over the past year. So it's
7 contracts.
Yeah, so
He
it's
got his girl back.
yeah,
Hey,
he did
he
get
lived-
his girl
he
back.
lived his life, yeah.
Wow, congratulations,
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony. And
He's
Lala
got the
Anthony.
power.
Does it taste like Honey Nut Cheerios?
Yeah, true, right? Big Al, how do you know it tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios,
man.
Big Al?
How do you know? That's the story.
Hey,
Carmelo, I know where he lives. I have his cell phone. You
Chris
wanna talk
Paul
to this
showed me
guy?
the secret tunnels of Staples Center. So
Hey,
I
hold up,
snuck
hold
in
up.
there and-
Hey, the story is that anyone that was about hip hop, whenever they went through Switzerland, would always stop by to see Big Al.
Yeah,
So,
right.
check Carmelo if Lala ever went to Switzerland.
Hey, in Switzerland, they're already talking about Lala, so you know
Wow.
if it's in Switzerland,
Wow.
it's in the streets.
Wow.
Big Al put her on.
So real quick now with the whole Carmelo, like what's going to happen with Carmelo? Chicago already announced that, they're not looking to keep Carmelo Anthony. They're either going to hold out till February 14th, Valentine's Day, which is the NBA trade deadline. That's a deadline they have to trade him or waive him. They don't want to waive him because, they want to get something back in return. That's the same situation that happened with the Rockets. That's why they held to him for about 2 months without playing.
Right.
So that's, it's kind of sad for Carmelo, but
anybody that wants to acquire him has to eat his contract pretty much,
has
right?
to has to be the 2 point some million.
It has to
that
take the
Houston,
Houston's veteran minimum contract.
But
So
not-
it may still make sense for teams to sign
but
him.
not a lot of teams have $2 million to spare. That's the thing. That's the thing that makes it more difficult.
The Lakers got it?
Well, the Lakers do have it, but they have to clear a spot. And a report that came out about an hour ago said that the Lakers are looking right now actively to clear a spot.
Who would they clear?
Well,
out?
here's how those rumors started. And it's always funny how LeBron does his little subliminal encrypted stuff that he does on Twitter.
Well, that's what you make it mean.
I think one of LeBron's, I don't know if it was one of his personal trainers or one of the Lakers trainers, tweeted a photoshopped image of Melo in the Laker jersey, right? And LeBron himself likes a post, which of course had the whole internet going.
Oh, my God.
Conspiracy, Melo to the Lakers, all that stuff. And a lot of Lakers fans probably like, we don't want Melo even if we can get him just by signing him and not losing anybody off of our roster. So that's the whole town
he
worry.
even said it
much.
openly on the post-game interview. I've never seen a player or someone like LeBron say, yeah, I would love to play with Carmelo Anthony.
he
I'd
did
love
say
to
that.
do this. I'd love to do that. He was very open.
Yeah, he did
very
say
open.
that.
So, that speaks a lot of words. And I guess that kind of puts pressure on Magic and Rob Pelinka to actually bring that player, even though they probably don't want him.
But see, here, I think this is what he's doing with that. I don't know if LeBron necessarily wants him on the Lakers roster per se. I think, whatever he says to the public, he's definitely got another conversation going on with Magic and Rob Pelinka and everything. What he's basically doing is Melo's his boy, right? So he wants to look out for him. And the notion about Melo is he's washed up. He's not ready or he's not fit to play in this league anymore. So what LeBron is doing is basically he's upping the demand for Melo by saying, "Look, man, I want to play with him. This guy's still a great player." And so by LeBron pretty much still the best player in the league saying, "I want to play for him," that's upping his stock. And pretty much I think this is more like a buddy thing. Hey, man, I want to help you find a team where you can still play because I feel like you're still a good player. Not
But is he
going to
fit the role that they want to give him?
Yeah, that's going to be
well,
the
that
hard
depends
part.
on what team, of course. But I don't think him saying that
'Cause he
means
still
he
probably
wants
feels
him
he
on the
could
Lakers.
start.
I think he's just trying to help him out.
What are you trying to say?
He probably still feels he could start.
Oh,
Does
physically?
he?
Probably.
Carmelo.
I
mean, mentally,
well,
that's what he thinks.
Melo still
Mentally,
thinks he
that's
can
what
serve. I don't
thinks,
think LeBron really inside believes that. I think he's just saying that stuff to try and help his buddy.
Would you do your boy like that?
Yeah, I'd help him. I'd be like, sign this fool.
Right? I mean, I guess that's something you'll do too, especially when you have a close
Right.
friend. Even that, it doesn't have to be in the basketball court, but it can be at any other job. Like, if you have someone who's very
Right.
talented, like us, sometimes, we look at talent, we look, hey, we can come on to the show, do this, do that.
He's sticking his neck out
see
for
some talent, even though they might have some ups and, things on the side, but we would possibly welcome to give it a try.
The only thing that I feel Carmelo could bring to the Lakers is not anything he could do on the court. It is his mindset. This guy's confidence surpasses his skill set. His skill set, for reals, he's not good anymore.
You gotta have IQ, yeah.
But I'm saying his confidence, he still feels he's good when he's not. The stats don't show it, and I feel it's the opposite with our young players. Right, their skill set is not, their confidence is not matching their skill set.
You woke up.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
So he brings up this whole skill set, and you disagree with the skill set?
Disagree, but let's talk about Carmelo Anthony as a player. He shoots where? In the short corner, right? He shoots in the elbow, right? If he catch you down low, he's good with footwork. That's the two things that he's good at. So it's like in basketball, you got players that really, that's what, when they look at him and they're like, okay, do we got short corner work? Do we a short play give and go? Is it a 2-2-1? Is he a fit? Because really, when he got, as a franchise player, he was been the one bringing the ball up, going, just like,
he got to change his role.
It took a while for people to realize that even with LeBron, right? Yeah. You had to give him the third pass. If you let him bring the ball up, for one, he's going to kill the clock. You know what I'm saying? If he missed the shot and we don't get the rebound, now we got to hustle back, be on D. Right. So that's what Carmelo was bringing to a lot when his shooting went bad. But his game is footwork, short corner,
elbows.
You know what I'm saying? And he's not a 3-point shooter. He's not a defender. He's not a shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? He don't have that.
Right.
So it's like
to get you to the basket.
$2 million for footwork and a short corner.
You
shooter.
pay it?
No, right?
Would you pay it?
I'm like him. I kind of feel like I help my boy. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta help him out.
You know what I'm saying? Because, Lala.
You gonna throw him a bone?
Lala now needs some money, man.
Power's coming back in the new season.
She's expensive. He's got to take her out to dinner, out shopping.
And all that. So.
Come on.
But I think
that's not worth $2 million.
That's a bad call.
I mean, I don't know, Fredo. Is that fair? That every player has a unique characteristic.
Well, I think Oscar's trying to say,
and he's likable. He is likable.
No, he's likable, and he's marketable as well.
He's marketable,
this is LA, and he did kind of take a meeting with us a couple years ago, trying to join the Lakers, but he decided to stay with the Knicks. So he's kind of does want to be a Laker, especially with LeBron being here.
He want to be in the limelight too.
Yeah. So we got no power in what's going to happen, but whether the next couple of days, hours could be as well. But
you saying he's not going to stay?
No. Well, Chicago already said that they ain't. He's never going to wear a Chicago jersey.
Well, they're in rebuild mode anyway, so why sign a Carmelo?
Even if you went with your theory, he ends up in Phoenix.
What?
Yeah.
Phoenix,
that's what LeBron wants to do, right?
Money, but he'll end up in Phoenix. There's really nowhere. If he's considered a bargain chip based on your theory, comes to the Lakers or get signed to the Lakers, and Steve might not even put a jersey on. He's going to end up probably at Phoenix.
Yeah, and that's all LeBron wants to do. He wants to get him a job.
Maybe even Sacramento.
But I'm pretty sure he's going to want to be in a competitive team, a team that's looking to go into the playoffs.
He's just trying to be on the court right about now.
He had pension checks at this point.
Yeah. Some advice for Melo. Now, this may not be. I don't think he necessarily wants this, and a lot of old NBA players may not want that.
Go to China.
Hey,
look at you.
Go to China. All the washed-up NBA players, when they can't play in the league anymore, they go to China and they become gods, legends. Stephon Marbury has statues in China.
He told him to
go to China. Become a legend. Get your own sneaker.
From overseas. Big Al, what did you eat today?
One of the NBA players got his own basketball.
That's the same dude.
What? Yeah.
Stephon Marbury.
He got the light up basketball that he's trying to get.
Hey,
don't give no commercial for that.
Tracy McGrady's still a star over there, right? How long has Tracy McGrady played? Yeah, he still played for a while though.
Go overseas. Yeah.
Go to China. Make a lot of money.
He'll start there. He'll get 20 shots.
Business.
All right, so let's get this break.
A lot of sneakers being bought over there.
So hold on, I got a quick question. If we moving forward, we got to take a break.
Yeah, we'll take a break.
Okay, all right.
What was it? Say your question. Now
the kid that was going to play baseball versus football.
Murray.
That's
was it Kyler Murray?
That's
Yeah,
a tough
Kyler Murray.
decision.
Yeah, I mean that's very interesting, but I mean he did enter the NFL draft after being drafted by the Oakland A's, your hometown team, Mr. Kelly Sportsman.
Want to take a break? We can take
No,
a break.
no, knock it out.
Okay, so I'm just saying that's the big news because here the kid really got a passion for football, but according
He's
to the
very
NFL,
talented.
He don't fit the bill as far as height. He's a little
yeah.
a little short. You know what I'm saying? Because he was even talking about how short quarterbacks. You got 200 and 300 pound players where they got to look between
Yeah, he ain't gonna be able
players
to
and try
do
to
that.
with the timing. I don't know. And then plus he could play baseball, get a hell of a contract.
Yeah, that's really the tough decision. Football, without a doubt, probably is a more fun sport to play. But if you're looking at your career,
Yeah,
take
the
baseball,
longevity,
you get
baseball,
big
I
contracts, longevity, no
The thing is with
injuries, and you're
baseball,
paid.
Though, is that with the A's, it's like, what's their longevity? They may be losing their stadium.
Yeah.
So that's just.
I mean, he's always tradable or whatnot, but I mean, he's a great talent. I mean, I've seen his highlights. Didn't really watch him throughout the college time, but I mean, he's a very talented player.
So he's got to
Very
figure out
talented.
which one.
Well, you got a set of wheels on him. That's really the key part. To play college basketball, he could have been a running back. He could have been a safety. He could have been a DB. He could have been all kinds of things on a college football.
But not
field.
NFL level.
But they put him as a quarterback because they found out probably he could throw.
Right.
Now he could throw and move off his feet. Okay, we'll just put him as a quarterback.
I
I'll probably use this running back as a blocker.
True.
Yeah.
A lot of ways you can go with this, but one way we will go to is we'll go to a commercial break.
Oh, boom.
We'll be right back. Sports Collective TV. Askalian.com. Media marketing experts here to help you grow your business into the next level and boost your sales. Visit us to learn more. Askalian.com.
The Consortium of Health and Military Performance, also known as CHAMP, of the Uniformed Services University of Health and Science, known as USUHS, is conducting a study to understand a possible genetic link between sickle cell trait, known as SCT, and exercise-related events, known as EREs, such as exertional rhabdomyolysis, muscle damage, heat stroke, and or collapse. We are inviting African American men and women with sickle cell trait and their family members to participate. Participating in the study will require you to complete a health history questionnaire, a form authorizing our study physician to gather health information from you and your healthcare provider, as well as a one-time blood donation. In order to qualify for the study, you must meet the following criteria: be African American, be sickle cell trait positive, be able to read, speak, and understand English, be between the ages of 18 and 80, and currently not being treated for any mental or psychological disorders. Participation is completely voluntary, and your decision will not impact your healthcare. The results for this study are for research purposes only and are not intended to directly benefit any individual for confidentiality reasons. However, the results of this study are intended to help better shape policies and associated health risks affecting the SCT community. Participants may be compensated for their time. To join the study, or if you would like additional information regarding the study, please contact the study team by phone, area code 240-479-9514, or email sctstudy-ggg@usuhs.edu.
And we are back here, Sports Collective TV, live from Morris Media Studios. Man, we want to go ahead and give a shout out, Morris Media Studios and Ask Ilya. Go ahead and check that out. But if you want to join the conversation for the last couple of minutes here, we're going to be talking about some boxing, some UFC that happened over the weekend, and as well the controversial foul that was not called between the Saints and the Rams. But real quick, before this, Mr. Big Al has a special message for you.
323-293-3375 if you want to chime in on all that stuff.
That's
but
right.
we got the old school Spring Jam, and man, some of these artists, Candyman, Tone Loc, Coolio, Michelle A. Woof! At the Redondo Beach Performing Arts Center, you got to go check this out. This is happening Friday, March 8th. Sponsored and organized, of course, by yours truly, AskIlya.com. Admission, $45. Make sure you go check that out. There are VIP tickets available, so make sure you go check that out at the Eventbrite app, or just go to AskIlya.com.
Give on the number.
Great event happening here. Yes, you can also call for more information at 909-489-9947. That's 909-489-9947, or go to Eventbrite app or AskIlya.com to check out the old school Spring Jam. Coolio, man. Who doesn't want to see Coolio?
Let's go. That's
There it is. Isn't
Michelle
it
A.
by your home?
That's right by my house.
There
After
it is.
party at my house. So,
There
you know. Yeah.
it is. There There it is, March 9th.
Hey, I got parking. I got beers.
He has 8 parking spots. He has 8 parking spots.
Multiple. You're selling.
I got 3.
He got 3. He got 3 parking spots. Oh,
4 of his roommates. Not
So let's go ahead and touch quick on the Broner and Manny Pacquiao. Over the weekend, Manny Pacquiao, a lot of people are like, well, is that guy still fighting? Well, yeah, he is. He's still fighting, and he faced off Adrian Broner. One little quick thing. First time I saw Broner fight was against Maidana, like 3, 4, 5 years ago, I think it was.
That was when Maidana had the whole, like, he beat Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. And that time, that was the first time I ever saw Adrian Broner. And this guy is just a character.
The clown.
He is. And I was like, wow, this guy is so, but he's so entertaining that you kind of want to watch every time he fights for some reason. But what did you guys think about the fight?
He's like Floyd without the skills.
Yeah. He's got all the mouth of Floyd Mayweather and all the ego, but he has none of the skill.
I mean, he is part of the money team, right?
He seems
like he would be part of the money team. By the way,
he's part of Mayweather Promotions.
He had
his
own promotion.
AB. Sure, I thought I saw the conference with him and Mayweather Promotions everywhere around him. That's why.
That guy, I don't know, maybe, but
I thought so because
I saw Mayweather was at the fight for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it was more because the big thing that comes out of this, it wasn't even a fight. I mean, it was pay per view, but it's one of those things where it's Pacquiao really just setting himself up for another Mayweather fight.
Yeah, and that's true. That was the talk after the fight.
Yeah, that's why Floyd Mayweather was sitting there because that's the big money fight that
one last time,
and Pacquiao showed enough against a younger Broner to
be able to get that challenge.
To get that challenge and say, all right, well, maybe, maybe people will order it again. People are going to order it again.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's going to be, I'm not going to order that, but everyone's going to order it.
You're going to end up somewhere.
As long as there's a demand for it, you'll see the two.
It's going to be a nice build-up, bigger than the other one. And that's going to be very interesting. But I know we're touching as well as Greg Hardy.
So UFC they switched over from Fox over to ESPN, and they're not on regular ESPN now. They're on ESPN Plus. Which is a new subscription base. I think that's where a lot of these companies are headed. These media companies are heading to subscription based, where they're not going to pay on cable.
Netflix changed the game.
Download our app and then
that.
just pay us directly for the content that you want.
So
they got these. They got these, and what they actually did was that they actually made what Fox did was that they actually made UFC put title fights on there. Because what happened with the UFC on Fox was that UFC on Fox only had fights between people who were maybe going to be number one contenders, but they never had real title fights. So people wouldn't show up for the ratings. And Fox was like, why are we even paying you all this money?
They weren't putting up the new fights.
This one that they put up, they put Henry Cejudo versus TJ Dillashaw. And these are these are strawweights. So they're 125 pounds little guys, but they go fast, go at each other. And it was over in 31 seconds.
But the big difference was
31.
But the big difference was that Dillashaw, he dropped 29 pounds in order to fight Cejudo.
This is one of those guys who cut the weight to try and just to make the weight, and then tries to put it back on really, really fast.
That's crazy.
Do you think this is worse so for fans? Fighting being, or ESPN selling most of the fights on ESPN Plus and being subscription based, it grows the league. But because it used to be pay per view. Fans used to have to do pay per view. That really sucked for fans because then it was all right, if you have a fight that was worth it 2-3 times a year, that's it. That's 60. It used to be 50. Now it's up to 100 for a Mayweather.
Or for example, this fight this weekend, if we would have paid normal pay-per-view, we would have paid for a main event fight that lasted 12, 13 seconds. What was it, 20 seconds? Yeah. And so then at that point, you're like, man.
But they're also giving you, now they're giving you names like Greg Hardy, which is the one that you were touching up on, the former NFL player who was charged with.
Former Cowboy, former Panthers,
Yeah, charged with domestic violence. So this is a guy who Jerry Jones said that this is the meanest. Dana White says he called him and said, this is the meanest guy we've ever had in the Cowboys locker room, And it showed because it showed that he's kind of he did. He went out and he swung away, and he's first
still
time
raw.
he was huffing and puffing, but he got disqualified because when the guy was down, he hit him with the knee.
Yeah,
and that's one thing you can't do. You can't hit somebody with the knee. So big. I mean, it was a pretty big weekend in fighting. UFC I think honestly kind of won out because they had the better event. Because the Broner and Pacquiao fight was just very disappointing.
Yeah, it was all right. It was something to keep us entertaining throughout the weekend. But before we do get going, we got way under a minute. Big Al, I just want to ask you guys quickly. the no call foul on the receiver of the New Orleans Saints. Should that have been called? Yes or no?
Of course.
Oh, absolutely shouldn't have been called. I don't think anybody can make the argument that was not a pass interference call. I mean, the guy couldn't even look over to turn to look at the ball without being hit in the face. And on top of that, it was helmet to helmet.
True.
So 2 fouls on that.
Good point.
However, as an NFL fan, or for all the NFL fans out there, you can't tell me that you would have been more happy to see the Saints run out the ball and just waste the clock. You got a phenomenal ending of the game and a phenomenal overtime where the Rams just showed that they were the better
2
team.
minutes? Oh.
That's
All
what
right.
happened.
Go ahead.
It was obviously a foul. It was obviously a no call. But I mean, that's the kind of thing you live in the NFL occasionally. You know, as a Tom Brady fan, I know. I've been there when plays get called Tom Brady's way, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's the league doing it." And of course, because it's an LA-based team, everyone else is going to be like, "Oh, it's the NFL wanting LA to do it." But
the market,
football always comes down to a couple plays, you know. And if it wasn't at that one, it would have been another play earlier in the game that you could have pointed to. But yeah, it should have definitely been called.
Before we move on to 00 real quick. None of you out there should feel bad whatsoever for New Orleans Saints fan. You guys deserve this. This is what you get. I don't know if anybody of you guys remember. I believe it was in 06 with the bounty.
See, that's what I was saying.
Hitting players, intentionally putting them out for injuries, ending their careers. That's what you get, Sean Payton. Have fun eating Creole at home, man.
All right. So after Big Al's, I'm not sure where that came from, but X's and O's.
First of all, I want to say that it was pass interference, whatever you want to call it, illegal contact.
It was contact to the head. Too.
I don't know what they did not see, but at the end of the day, I look to Patriots fans and say dynasties are started off by a terrible call. Just like what happened against Oakland. And that just gives me a sign that the Rams are a chosen team by the NFL, and that's why they're going to win the Super Bowl.
This was karma for the bounty call.
But, you know, and
karma for the bounty
call.
The
thing that sucks about it, true on that, because that affected my
That's affected your Vikings. Yes, absolutely. You remember that? But I was still Sean Payton back then.
Damn, that got through my throat real quick. But one thing, I feel bad for the Saints, of course.
Right.
The way this year ended with that call, and last year with my Minnesota Vikings, my Minnesota Miracle that happened against them, like back-to-back years in the playoffs, they had 2 bad losses. So as a New Orleans Saints fan right now, I mean, I guess you have to go to church for a whole year until next year. I mean, to be able to possibly get back.
You got a whole lot of injuries to ask for God's forgiveness too. You guys have been handing out back then. So
it's so crazy, man.
It is what it is, man. Rams in the Super Bowl.
We'll be wrapping it up, but one more time, congratulations to our local LA Rams for advancing to Super Bowl 53 against the New England Patriots. That will be taking place 2 Sundays from now. It's going to be an amazing time. But hey, don't forget, look us up as well. Sports Collective Media, Morris Media Studios, and AskElia.com. And we'll see you guys next week. Sports Collective TV.